crossings on the border down 93%. 93%.
Wow.
That's a bigger decrease than under the first Trump administration. As far as the deportation operation, we're just shy of, I think we got 5,000 already arrested the first week, and majority of them being criminals. If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table. Because it's not okay to, violate laws of this country. You got to remember, every time you enter this country illegally, you violated a crime under Title 8, United States Code 1325.
65.
So,
Welcome. I am Dena, and you're tuned into another discussion with Dena. It is Black History Month, and to get it started off, I am wishing peace and blessings to all and encouraging you to take the time, just a moment, each day of this month in particular. We know that every day is Black History, but this month in particular is celebrated by the entire nation. So take just a moment and sit down with your youngsters, your offsprings, a friend or family, youth in general, just people in general, your family, and share some of the many achievements and accomplishments, as well as stories that have been passed down word of mouth regarding your family or Black history, because sometimes our elders have left and they have mentioned certain things that we want to keep alive, so we pass it on to the rest of the family behind us by sharing it. So talk with your youngsters and share some of those stories that you heard from the elders in your family, or spend a moment with them and let them speak about some of the things they have experienced within their life. Here in the United States, as Black people, this is a good time to reflect on the many accomplishments of the Black race of people here in America. Now, despite our subjugation and in spite of white supremacy beliefs and their systematic structure of anti-Black racism, Black people have thrived, and we were able to survive all of the stuff that was thrown at us. And we have to be grateful for this and remind the next generation. We need to teach and remind them of their own family history, their ancient Black history, and encourage them to continue the battle for Black people here, their freedom, their justice and equality. And we also need to remind them of the debt that is still owed and that continues to accrue. The justice is in restitution and reparations from the government of America that the descendants of slaves have yet to receive. So until we are served this justice, there can be no real peace or unity among the people. So we have to reflect, celebrate, and most of all, continue the demand for reparation. Happy Black History Month. Now, over the weekend, LA saw a crowd with thousands of Latino, Hispanic, immigrant protesters. It was an anti-ICE or ICE rally. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is what ICE stands for, but this was an anti-ICE demonstration. And the many demonstrators who were waving, the majority of them looked like they were predominantly from Latin America, Mexico, who knows. But these demonstrators carried signs. I even saw where they were spray painting on walls of the city. But they caused major gridlock as they were protesting the policies of the new Trump administration. A policy that is intended to deter, halt, and deport illegals who have violated the law and entered into this country. Now, these protesters marched on the 101 freeway in downtown LA. They sat down in various lanes also of the highway. But the demonstrators gathered in the morning on LA's historic Olvera Street. And they proceeded to continue down to City Hall. They were chanting, they had banners, and they, like I said, did some spray painting on the city walls. But they called for immigration reform and had slogans like "Nobody is illegal." Now, law enforcement personnel was represented, and there is a photo of them, and they were standing front and center in front of the group of demonstrators. But these demonstrators caused the 110 freeway to be shut down. The demonstrators blocked all the lanes of US 101. The traffic became backed up in both directions as well as on the surface street. It resulted in this major freeway being shut down, and it took about 5 hours as reported for it to reopen. Now, these demonstrators chanted and they called for the removal of Trump. They said he wasn't welcome there, and that his rhetoric that calls for mass deportation of illegals in this country was unacceptable. California Highway Patrol and Los Angeles Police Department reported that there were no arrests, even though there was clear damage to certain properties. People protested in the city of Riverside in San Diego, where it's said to be hundreds happened to assemble near the city's convention center, as well as some demonstrators were reportedly gathered in downtown Dallas, and they were protesting as well against recent arrests by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement of the illegal people that came into the area. And this is according to the Dallas police. And they told the Associated Press that about 1,600 people gathered between the two rallies. Now, today is supposed to be a day without immigrants. The plan is to have many of the businesses that you may frequent close down, as well as have all of the immigrants not go to work today. It is a way to protest the immigration policies of the current Trump administration. Again, it is a policy specifically designed to deter, to halt, and deport individuals who have violated or bypassed the immigration law. These people have chosen to enter into America unlawfully.
Several D.C. area restaurants will be closed as part of a nationwide effort to protest recent immigration policies. A Day Without Immigrants aims to highlight the contributions of the immigrant community and the vital role they play in the U.S. economy. The movement encourages immigrants to stay home from work or school. It also calls on people to refrain from shopping. Pearl's Bagels and Republic Cantina are among the D.C. businesses showing their support for the movement by shutting down for the day.
Me as an entrepreneur to show support to my Latino community, be the voice for the people that don't have one, and together we're bigger. Together we definitely make things happen, make a change.
The president and CEO of the Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce says while he understands the passion behind the protest, he fears this could hurt more than help.
Why not take Monday and go support your local businesses? Maybe that's a good answer, right? So just flip it around, because businesses, we are the livelihoods of the community. If we go under, the community goes under.
Now, what do you think about this anti-deportation of illegals rally?
The second-time protesters rushed onto the 101. They were running between cars, which thankfully by then had slowed to a crawl. Thousands of anti-ICE demonstrators who are against President Trump's new immigration policies protested throughout downtown Los Angeles for hours today.
It's been so great seeing everyone unite together. Yeah. We really need this, especially at a time like this during Trump's presidency. So, it's really nice seeing the whole community come together, not just Mexicans, the whole Hispanic community at large.
Hundreds marched onto the freeway in the early afternoon, forcing CHP to shut down a stretch of the 101 in both directions. The disruption, a message to the White House and even local leaders that these increased deportations since Trump was sworn into office are tearing families apart.
Our family, we all want to stay together. We don't want to see our family have to leave. Like, we should keep the families together. They're human beings. They shouldn't be treating them as just like trash.
Between the burnouts, the music blasting, and even fireworks, the protest was loud and impossible to miss. And that was the point.
I think we expected a lot of people to show up, but we didn't expect this amount of people to show up, and we're very glad because we're able to get our message through.
At one point, LAPD in tactical gear pushed a few people back as someone tossed a traffic cone at police, but otherwise the day-long protest never turned violent, and at last check, no arrests were made. There was some vandalism. Come Monday, you'll see plenty of four-letter words aimed at Trump spray painted on walls and signs here. This massive protest follows several similar anti-ICE demonstrations around the country today, including this smaller but just as emotional rally held in Riverside today.
I'm here to support my people. You know, I have so much love for them, and I feel like we go through so much, and we're good people. We deserve the best just like everybody else.
It took LAPD several hours to finally get all the protesters off the roads downtown, but if getting attention was the goal today, these protesters did it with flying colors.
Now, what do you think about this anti-deportation of illegals rally? Do you think it accomplished anything? Now, some felt ICE should have been used at this rally, that they should have came and it was an opportunity to find and deport many of the illegals, that would have been the perfect time. But that is their opinion. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave me your comments. And join me for another discussion with Dena. Ta-ta!
This concludes your daily discussions with Dena. Join us Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment.